Well, it's been a long night. All types of technical issues. We're going to get into the conversation, fellas and ladies. We're going to get into the conversation. I'm still setting up here. Excuse me. I've had so many technical issues I've never had before. But I'm here. I am here. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I think these are important conversations for us to have. Very, very important conversations nonetheless. Oh yeah. We have to talk about it today. Bear with me, family. Bear with me. Yes, Lord. We're going to get into it, family. Almost ready here. Almost ready. My numbers up. Get your cigars ready. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And as you can tell this evening, I'm back in my garage. I'm still getting some work done in my studio. They're adding a couple of things, so I'll be here for this weekend. So just to let you know, I'm sorry I'm running behind, but I done had all sorts of technical problems. Mouse ain't working, mic didn't connect, speakers, you name it. It went wrong. But tonight, other than my technical problems, what we're enjoying tonight is a Partagas. Okay, this is a Cuban. I think I picked this up last time. I think either I went to Jamaica or Brazil on this particular one. Very mild smoking, a little bit spicy, but nonetheless, a very, very smooth smoking cigar. Let me see if I make it focus there. Let me get behind it. There it goes. Now they focus. And for tonight, YouTube iced tea. For tonight's YouTube iced tea. If this wasn't YouTube iced tea, ladies and gentlemen, this would be called a Stago or Stago, S-T-A-G-O. Now, I taste it. It's not my cup of tea, so to speak. Nah. A buddy of mine gave me that for free, and now I know why, okay? But the cigar, on point. Tonight, candle is Black Tuxedo, again, by Manly Indulgence. That's Black Tuxedo. Oh, man, that smells so good. I wish you guys can smell this. It smells so damn good. I'll light it over here. Got my fan going. It's hot in this garage, but nonetheless, we're going to get into it. All right. So this week I did a video on your debt to income ratio. And what I was trying to point out in that particular video, family, is that the disparities that are in the paychecks that we already know. But there's some things that we have to understand that other than Van Jones getting $100 million for absolutely doing nothing for the Black community except caping for the Democratic Party. If you notice in his speech, he said that a lot of people in the grassroots will benefit from him getting $100 million from Jeff Bezos. And let me point out that this $100 million, ladies and gentlemen, has no strings attached. If you look back at Van Jones' history, and I'm not really trying to talk bad about the guy. He seems like a nice enough guy, but he has to know that he's been being used by certain entities. And last time I checked, when is the last time anybody, especially those of the white community, gave a black man or a black woman money with no strings attached, let alone $100 million to do as you please? He said you can donate it to your favorite charity or even your own charity, meaning that you can keep it in your pocket if you want to keep it in your pocket. Now, he was speaking about how the grassroots community could benefit from that. And so everyone's waiting to see what Van Jones is going to do with this $100 million. Now, last time I checked, when a black man has that much money and they don't keep quiet about the money, aka Bill Cosby, the white supremacists come after you 10 times as hard. And more than likely, what I believe is going to occur, there's going to be some sort of scandal, there's going to be some sort of fraud, there's going to be some sort of rape case, and all these things will come out the woodwork now that people know he has this $100 million. And the same thing may occur with Charlemagne the fraud. I mean, Charlemagne, you know who I'm talking about. And the brother, in my opinion, he does have a high level of intelligence when he does his commentaries on the Breakfast Club, but he's very conflicted and contradicting about some of the statements he make while he's on that particular show. And I think that needs to be called out, because I think they're putting him up to be the face of Black America and for him to have a voice and speak for all of us. This is the same guy that interviewed Joe Biden and was talking about how if you ain't black, then why won't you vote for me? Essentially, that's what Joe Biden was talking about. And Charlemagne actually called Joe Biden out, but that's all he did. And ever since then, have you noticed that anyone who was chastising Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or those who were in their corner, you don't hear nothing from them anymore? While the black community is still hurting, while the black community is still starving. And see, that's why I said we can't wait for no political hopefuls, regardless how much money they get from the white society. We have to know that those people are not going to do anything for us. We have to know that those people are not going to do anything for us. And it's important that you get your life on track. It's important that you get your finances online, because no one is coming to save us. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save us. Now, I wonder what he's going to do with $100 million. Is he going to start a coding school for the black youth in the most impoverished neighborhoods in America? Is he going to do that? Is he going to go into Detroit, DC, New York City, Chicago, LA, Houston? Is he going to go into these decimated cities and actually do something with $100 million? Because he said he wants to make sure that the money goes back to the grassroots. I'm just asking. He can do what he wants with the money because that's what Jeff Bezos says. Jeff Bezos said, hey, man, you can do whatever you want with the money. I don't care. But he started talking about the grassroots. So a lot of times when people put themselves in positions to be AKA the voice boxes or the voices for Black America, then we absolutely need to check them and call them on that. Okay. Let's look at this very quickly. Let's look at this very, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to cue
so
up
after
this
returning from his quick trip to space, Jeff Bezos had two other big surprises in store for people today. He made charitable donations in the amount of $100 million each to two friends of this program, that are the money is to be used as they see fit Their CNN political commentator and former special advisor to President Obama, Van Jones, and Chef Jose Andres, founder and driving force behind World Central Kitchen, which served millions of meals to disaster survivors around the globe. And on this program, we've interviewed him from Houston and San Juan, and I can't even remember how many other places, but both of you have just done extraordinary work. We talked to you earlier in the day. You got the call, was it Saturday?
Yeah, just walking on a path, and the phone rang, and it's Jeff Bezos saying that he felt that we needed to do something to support people who were trying to bring people together across racial lines, political lines, and he wanted to be supportive. And then Lauren, his partner, said that we want to give you $100 million to do it, and I literally lost the ability to speak.
Sort of burying the lead.
Yeah, exactly.
When did you find out?
Yeah, around the same time. I mean, a few days ago, and the thing was this: is like, what can we do?
What we have to understand, family, is that with this $100 million, I'm very curious of how he's going to integrate this amount of money into the Black community. Now, when I factor in our debt to income ratio, now a lot of this is our damage. Okay, when it comes to your debt to income ratio, we can't blame a lot of these things. We can't blame on white supremacy. Okay. Your debt to income ratio now, your low wages, we can absolutely link that and relate that to white supremacy. But when it comes to your debt to income ratio, we cannot factor that in. So as I'm looking at this, family, let me blow this up, because there's racial disparities when it comes to your income. Now, when I look at this, I see white Americans averaging at the household for $72,000. And then white non-Hispanic, $76,000. I'm gonna jump down to Asians, $98,000. Hispanics of any race, $56,000, and then us always in dead last at $45,000. So there's disparities in income, but there's no disparities in your debt to income ratio. Your debt to income ratio is you living above your means every single time. That is your debt to income ratio. And more times than not, what people will tell you is your debt to income ratio, meaning your debt in comparative to your income, shouldn't be over 30%. Shouldn't be over 30%. So if I figured these numbers correctly, if you take, for instance, where we are at $45,000 a year, you divide that by 12, that's $3,750. And then you do 30% of that. I think that's around $1,175. Let me do some math here, family. Let me do some math here. So let's take $3,750. Let me do it before your eyes. I did it in my head. Let me see, 30%. There we go. 1125. So I was off a little bit. So what we have to factor is that if your debt is above the threshold, above the ceiling, then you're wondering why you can't get lines of credit. See, I'll get people in my comment section say, hey, how do I level up? How do I increase my income? I say, well, what are you trying to do? They said, well, oh, I'm trying to get a business loan so I can do X, Y, and Z. Whatever business you guys are in, I understand. The number one thing that you can use, and even in a white supremacy nation, because everybody just names U.S. as the number one racist country, and I do concur 1,000%. But with that being said, you have to use their same rules in order for you to level up. I wouldn't be able to afford this house. I wouldn't be able to afford that car, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I wouldn't be able to afford to start my own business if I didn't understand finances and then multiply on that and use the same rules within the financial system for my game. A lot of us are worrying about a bunch of bullshit that means nothing to nobody. Oh, well, man, you know, the national debt is $28 trillion. Who cares? We just printing money anyway. Get in on it. And the ways we go about one of the things you can do that's within your power that you don't have to go to school for, you don't got to get a certification for, you don't have to get a second job, is to lower your expenses, meaning that stop spending. A lot of us see the things that we want. We're older now. We're in our mid-20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And you saying, well, I want to buy all the things that I couldn't buy when I was younger. That's the first mindset. See, we are emotionally attached to materialistic objects. We are emotionally attached to materialistic objects because we see other people with these things. Because I can tell you like this, you may not agree with this, but I thought about this very carefully. When I was growing up in Southeast DC, when I was a very young kid, the most popular car was a Rabbit. Anybody familiar with the Rabbit? I think it was made by Volkswagen Rabbit. If anybody's familiar with that car, let me know if I'm right or wrong with that. But if everybody would say, hey, the Rabbits are the hottest thing out, it's like a BMW, nobody would buy a BMW. Poor people would buy BMWs and rich people would buy Rabbits, and then everybody would want a cheap ass car. See, the thing about advertising and marketing is that they make sure it's so subtle, it's so subliminal that it gets inside your psyche and works against you in order for you to spend your money. And sometimes you don't even know why you're spending your damn money. You look around your house, even me, I look around, I say, man, you know, I really didn't need that. I really didn't need that. But there are disparities when it comes to other races. Now, we understand that we are the black sheep of America. I mean, pun intended. Then I want to show you how it's even broke down even further. Let me blow this up for you guys. Because essentially, family, this is nothing new. Okay, this is nothing new. I don't know why my page is acting crazy like this, but it's been one of those nights. It's been one of those nights. But let's just look at a bar graph, which is very, very easy. This is the median net worth of whites compared to blacks, compared to Hispanics and others. Have you noticed it doesn't matter what bar graph, what pie chart, what pivotal table, what statistics, what analysts, what data you look at, black people are always dead last. And I'm here to tell you that we can blame a large portion of this of America being discriminatory and racially biased. But a lot of this, when they say, okay, you're the poorest people in America, but you're the largest consumers. And then what I hear some people in social media talk about our spending power. See, I don't think about, oh, black people have 1.2, 1.3 amount of spending power. No, that is the ability to obtain debt. It's not like all these black people. It's only 40 million black people, black American people in America, right? Black Americans. And we're saying, oh, each black person has like $100,000 in a bank account. No, they're telling you your ability. They're telling you the capacity of the amount of debt that you can consume. The amount of debt that you can have. See, it's okay if we're living paycheck to paycheck, credit card to credit card. We are insufficient funds on our debit cards. And we go right to, well, you know, every time. It's about discipline. Now, if your parents didn't teach you discipline, you can use that, in my opinion, my perspective, you can use that excuse around like 23. After 23, you're on your own. When you start getting to 24, 25, 26, and you still not understanding that, oh, I'm a ball to and fall, I'm a level up, I'm gonna go cop this, I'm gonna go get this, my shit is on fleek. All that stuff is stupid. Because you'll never be where you want to be when you're 30s and 40s. Because see, when I was in my 20s, right around 27 is when it hit me. I was like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I done seen insufficient funds. I can't get a loan to save my life. And then when I do get a loan, they're telling me 10%, 11%, 12%, 13% on a car loan. And damn, here's the thing. Have you noticed how easily it is for you to obtain a car loan versus you going out and try to buy a home? And these are the things that I've seen people say, hey, Ross, I try to go get a house, man. They won't let me get a house. Who is they? Who won't let you get a house? Do you have at least 3% down on the home you're trying to buy so you can get a federal government mortgage? Do you have at least 10% to wipe away your PMI, your private mortgage insurance. So you don't have to pay that amount. 20% with that one. But at least 10% if you get a regular conventional loan that's from a non-federal entity. This is basic financial information, guys. I'm not saying anything that you guys probably haven't heard before, but the difference is you guys are not executing on the information that you know. And nobody can do this but you. You can look at all the damn financial videos you want to, but at the end of the day, it takes you to execute it. It takes you to execute it. Let's see here. Free World says, what do you think about business credit for real estate? Same thing. See, your personal credit has a large portion to do with your business credit. Not entirely. Not entirely. Because business credit also has to do with assets. When I was going out trying to acquire more additional funds to buy real estate property, the one thing that the real estate investor asked me, said, well, how much do you have in cash and how much do you have in assets? And I was like, well, me personally, I didn't want to give him all my information. I said, hey, I got about 20 grand in cash and I have over a certain amount in assets. He said, okay, we can do what that says. So what will my loan be looking like? These are the questions that you need to ask. But here's the thing. If your personal finances are not in order, don't go out and try to start a business. You're not ready. You're not ready. How can you go out and build a house when your house is not in order? How can you do that? Because what you're going to start to do, you're going to start to funnel funds from the house you need to be getting in order into the house you're trying to build, thinking, if I can just get this off the ground, I know this will generate income and then I can take care of that. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to fix your personal finances first. And the number one killer in the Black community is your debt to income ratio, meaning that you're willing to spend and go into debt on your credit cards rather than pay them down. I'm about to pop up something here. I'm gonna be, sometimes I'm transparent like this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to be as transparent as I can be. I'm logging into my American Express, and we're gonna go over some of my expenses because I spend quite a bit of money on bullshit as well. Good evening, Elliott Finance. Now, me and my wife just got married on July 9th. We already had a family trip planned for next Friday. We're going to the Dominican Republic. And we're talking about we should plan a honeymoon, just you and I. So it's hot in here because, as I said before, family, my room is getting fixed upstairs. So if you see me in here sweating, I'm not trying to lose weight. Well, I'm trying to lose weight, but not this way. Okay, so let me get through this real quickly, though. So let me show you my particular finance, and let me show you the balance on my credit card, okay? Now, I'm going to share this with you guys. Let me blow this up. Again, I'm working with limited resources here, family, so please bear with me. I'm trying to figure this all out. Got this screen over here, and it keeps sliding to the left. Are you seeing that? It keeps sliding to the left. I'm trying to figure out how to get it back to the right. Let's see. But anyway, let me show you some of my expenses. So as you can tell right here, we went to the movies, AMC, Royal Caribbean. I bought my son some Burger King. Then we went to the movies again. And then I supported a Black business called Actively Black. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing the shorts right now. And I'm also, if you look over here, this is a Delta Sky Miles, but I have 49,000 miles. I'm about to hit 50,000 miles because we're trying to build up points to go to Africa next year. You see the 1,500 there for Royal Caribbean. We just bought a cruise for November. What else I got on here? Okay. Now, if we're looking at this, family, we're seeing that I'm trying to blow this up. Can you see this on the right-hand side? I wish I could blow this up even better, but nonetheless, I got 1720, which is my balance. Nothing is currently owed because I usually pay it off. And then available credit is 16,136. So my card is roughly around what, let's see, 18, 19 grand. Okay, let me view my transactions. I'm getting to the nitty gritty of this because I think a lot of times people need to see it for yourself. Okay, and if you notice here, I'm always putting money on my credit card to pay it off, so it never goes past the date. And I spend a lot of things. We got Nautilus, where I built my home gym. You see that. You see Walmart, Kroger, DoorDash, Trader Joe's, Kroger. We eat a lot of fresh fruit around here, so you're gonna see that a lot. PayPal, GNC, Wingstop. So it's not like we're a family that just always, eat in, eat healthy. No, we eat out. We have a good time too. But we're living at our means or below our means because we still save a significant amount of money each and every month. This is very important. The reason why I like to show my own business, because what I notice is there's not a lot of transparency on the internet. And I believe that sometimes you just need to comb through some of your finances. I'll show you another account here. I'm going to show you, let's go to Capital One. Let's go to Capital One. I go to my Capital One card. Let's see how I'm doing there. Because I have about 4 or 5 credit cards, right? And I just use them so I can always have credit on the books, because what does that do? That increases my income, believe it or not, when it comes to lenders and creditors. When you have high limits on your credit cards. Let's see here. What are they talking about? Okay. Good evening, brother man. Brother man, I'm not worried about that, but thank you for letting me know, brother. Okay. So I'm going over to my Capital One credit card, and I'm going to show you. So on my Capital One credit card right here, family, if I can blow this up, I have a credit of $2,000 roughly with available credit of $6,500. Okay, of $6,500. Okay, and that's because I believe I paid too much on my credit card. My philosophy is I always pay more so I can have a credit, so I'm never going over the amount. I'm never busting the ceiling on my credit. I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to show you my Navy Federal. I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. Some people say, oh, man, you shouldn't tell people on YouTube you're not a millionaire. Shit, why not? I ain't capping. I'm not lying about anything. I'm just telling you I'm being a good steward. I'm being a great person when it comes to my finances. I'm about to verify myself very quickly here on my phone. Just bear with me. I'm going to show you guys. Because the first credit card you saw was the American Express card, and that card had roughly $19,000 on it. Okay, and I was only at $1,700, I believe. You guys need to understand finances, but sometimes you just need to see it. Because when you start showing off, people try to find out where you live and rob you because they can't do it themselves. I'm about to go over to my credit card. Now, this is my Visa Go Reward card. I haven't been using this card a lot because, again, I don't need to use it. I'm trying to build up points. See, I try to use these credit cards as a tool to get stuff for free. I mean, if you use your credit cards effectively, family, believe me. Now, let me show you my Navy Federal credit card. Can you guys see this? My credit limit is $24,000. Available credit, $24,000. How much do I own? Current balance, $0. Okay. Let's see if I can get inside this account. Because I'm going to show you where I paid it off. I had some money on there. I know my credit score went down. Remember I had that 816 family? Then I got about 780 or something. There it is, 788 credit score now. Now, I had an 816 prior to before I purchased my car, okay? Before I purchased my car. And the car, unfortunately, was over $1,000. So it was over $60,000. So that's why that went down. I'm trying to get inside my account so you can see my transactions here. Let's see, pending transactions. There is none. How do I do this? Show more. Let's go here. Nothing. Okay. So I have all this credit sitting on the books doing absolutely nothing. But you know what it's doing? It's telling creditors, okay, it's telling creditors that, hey, this guy has a lot of credit. Okay. This guy has a lot of credit. He manages his finances absolutely impeccable. And this is what you should be doing for your finances. Now, I wonder, are you bold enough to show me your finances like I have right here? Are you bold enough to show me your finances like I have done right here? Because a lot of us we don't like to talk about our health. We're going to get on that. We don't like to talk about our finances because we believe that it's personal. Well, how is it personal? Every financial institution knows your finances except the people around you. See, maybe if you told somebody can help you. We are ashamed of our bad habits. We are ashamed. And here's the thing. You don't need to know any financial knowledge. You know, if your ass get paid $3,000 every month, $1,500 every 2 weeks, that you shouldn't be spending $2,000 every 2 weeks. Now, here's my investment portfolio. Okay, not looking too good, but that's another 20 grand in there, but that's real cash. I can cash that out and go to Africa and live probably about 2 months. Okay. But I live like a king for 2 months. Okay. But I can go in here all day and show you Wealthfront and WeBull accounts. But I believe that the transparency is showing you, are you living for today or are you living for tomorrow? Let me tell you, growing up in Southeast DC, the mindset that was embedded, the mindset that was stored in my subconscious mind is live it up because you never know when you're going to die. No other culture, no other race thinks like that. As a collaborative group, no other race. They believe they're going to live to 70, 80, and 90 years old, and that is how they prepare their finances. But the problem with us is we see Pookie, Ray, Shaniqua, Keisha, and we go out and we say, well, shit, man, you never know when you're going to go, so I'm going to live it up. I'm going to live it up. That's my wife coming in. Don't mind her. She know I'm live. Let's see who we got in the room. We got Free World. We got Jermaine Anderson. We got Conscious Music. I see you, LA Finance. So Free World says, do you use credit cards to pay for your bills and pay off the balance with your debit cards? Yes. But I necessarily don't use debit cards. What I use is automatic payments because automatic payments are very easy. Automatic payments are very, very easy. Okay. They keep you very, very honest, right? Because everything is automatic. You don't have to worry about your bills coming out. But what I do is I connect my American Express, and of course, everybody doesn't take an American Express. I use my Visa, and then we have a pay account that comes out that amount of money. That's right. That's how we do these things. So you accumulate points on your credit card, and you're still paying off your bill because you have these bills anyway. And what does that do? Just the other day, was a week or two, American Express said, hey, my wife said, hey, did you see they increased the limit on American Express? I said, no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Wasn't looking for it. But they increase it, and they said they didn't call me. They didn't say, hey, say, Ross, are you white, black, Asian, or Hispanic? They didn't call me and say that. They just saw that I was paying it off, and they automatically increased it. But here's another thing too, family. I think sometimes it's a ploy that they increase your credit limit. So you can like, oh, now that I can afford your credit limit is not an indicator that you can afford anything. It's just the amount of credit that they allotted to you because they see you paying things off on time. They see that you never late. They see you have a really healthy credit score. They see that you have all this. You have a mortgage. You have a car. You have a business. You've been using your credit card for this, and you keep paying it off. You've been consistent. Okay. It's kind of like a girl who's been hurt. Picture the financial institution like a woman who has been hurt constantly by men. But she found out one man who's always consistent. He's not sneaking on his phone. He's not coming home smelling like perfume. He's very transparent about everything. And so she begins to relax. She starts to love him more, do more for him, because she's like, I never found a man like you. That's how the financial institutions are. They just give you more credit. And then the two cars I have is a Genesis and a Genesis. Not a BMW, not a Bentley, not a Maybach. Okay, a Genesis and a Genesis. How much did I have on them Genesis, on that one Genesis? Because, you know, one is $4,200. How much is my payments? $291 on almost a $70,000 car. Then some of you, I'm tired of this damn cigar going now. Y'all see I'm trying to puff it hard. And a lot of you are trying to figure out, man, how do you get... I know a lot of people are worried about what's the interest rate on your credit card. I don't worry about the interest rate on credit cards. Let me say that again. I don't worry about the interest rates on credit cards. I'm about to show you the average amount of credit card interest rates, the average amount of credit card interest rates. Bear with me, family. I'm about to show you. They're trying to show me the best cars, this, that, and the other. No. I want to show you the average amount. If my damn screen goes to the side one more time, I'm going to lose it. Okay. Now, you guys won't be able to see this. Again, I'm having issues here. But it says right here that this is 16.28%. 16%. And what I notice is some people go out and buy cars with their credit cards, knowing they're not going to pay it all before the 30-day. How much you think you're going to pay in interest? Well, I mean, other than 16%, but in real dollars. So the average credit card amount is, from what I've seen, is anywhere from 15% to around 28%. So let me show you this. And I've showed this before. But I'm going to show you, if you have a great credit score, some of the negotiating that you can do. You can just call in and say, hey, shit, I got 750. Can you lower my interest rate on my credit card? And you'll be amazed at what these creditors do for people with good credit. Can I show you that, family? You will be amazed at what these creditors do for people with credit. They don't care if your name is Tyrone. They don't care. They don't care. They're looking at money. See, some things are not related, or some things are not directly linked to white supremacy. Okay? When it comes to the financial institution of today, and essentially you all already have an account. Here we go with another security code. Give me a second, family. But I'm about to show you my interest rate on my credit card. Give me a second here. People talking about they can multitask. I can't. I can barely walk and chew gum. But see, we're so much worried about interest rate on our credit cards because we understand if you have a balance going over that 30 month, that total month, we understand that you're going to pay a significant amount in credit. But I'm here to tell you that doesn't have to be the case. Now, I necessarily don't want you guys to be carrying a balance over the next month. But when I look at this, oh my God, I have a 4% interest rate on my credit card. Uh-oh. Now, Conscious says the more we understand finances, the less racist the world is. I disagree, brother. The world is racist, and we're the soul and we're the dirt of racism when it comes to it, and we can get shitted on it. I remember Dominique Wilkins, him being a millionaire, being discriminated upon when he went inside some restaurant. And I believe that was in Atlanta. But the point is, more times than not, if you dress like you got some damn sense, people can be racist and still take your money and you'll never know they're racist. Me knowingly, I can't knowingly give people my money knowing that they're racist, right? Because my family, we look for black businesses. If there was a black movie theater, I'm a big movie goer. I love going to the movies. It's one of my pastimes. If I knew of a black movie theater, then I would go to it. Somebody said, oh man, once you open up a movie theater, once you buy a movie theater, that's not my thing. See, a lot of times when people get on here and they're speaking about all these different topics, they talk about them to give you some sort of insight and perspective. That doesn't mean that's their thing. Because if it's your thing, you should go out and do it. It's like this. Just because I drive a car doesn't mean I should go out and start a car company. You get what I'm saying, right? Free World said, are there a lot of black businesses where I live? Yes. It's not as many as in Houston. I live in the suburbs of Dallas. And that brings me to another thing. That have you noticed that America has a plot? America has a plan to turn rural areas into suburbs. The area that I'm currently living now, 5 years ago was all farmland. Now it's over 200-300 houses and still growing. And they just started breaking land across the street to build another housing development. And the houses in this neighborhood are going for at least $500,000. If you get a 1-story, 3-bedroom, you could probably get around 400 plus. Now, the smartest thing you guys can do when buying a home, okay, and again, this is related to debt to income ratio, because you got to understand debt to income ratio even before you even get to buying a house. How your ass gonna buy a house? You don't even say debt to income ratio. That's why a lot of people get into houses, and next thing you know, they're moving out of houses back into an apartment. When the first owners of this home, majority of the people in this neighborhood are first-time, not first-time home buyers, are the first people in this neighborhood. Only 5 years, right? I'm the second owner of this home. So they bought this home back in 2015 for $370,000. 5 years later, I bought this home for $390,000. They only got $20,000 in the deal. And out of that $20,000, how much did the real estate agent take? I think in Texas is somewhere between 1% to 3%. So they didn't make that much money. But now that there is a seller's market when it comes to mortgage, the real estate community, my house is worth $550,000, and we actually had real estate agents walking up and down the streets, say, "Hey, are you looking to buy? Are you looking to sell your home?" No, because the type of neighborhoods that we would like to live in, the homes are $500,000 now. The number one thing that you can do with your debt to income ratio is go out and buy a home first. Go out and buy a home. Go out and buy a duplex. Live in one, rent the other. This is simple shit. This is so simple, but you cannot do it when you don't understand the basics of financial education and financial literacy. You can't do it. You're going to get yourself in hot water. And next thing you know, you're going to be 1 to 2 years inside of that home. And the next thing you know, they don't really put your stuff back on a curb like they used to do in the Southeast. Because I remember my mom got put out. Bless her heart. She passed away when I was 12. But they don't do that. They just lock up your home. They say, hey, you need to be out of this house by this time. And if you're not, everything in the house is for sale. Goes to auction. I heard this false fallacy. I heard this false narrative that if you can afford, let's say a $2,000 apartment, then you can afford a $1,500 mortgage. No, you can't. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Even if you're in that apartment and you pay utilities, because a lot of times some apartments say, hey, electric included, you just have to pay water, or water's included, you just have to pay electric. Things in a home are more expensive. And here's the thing about a house. In order for your house to increase in value, whether you get an inspector or not to value your home, you have to continue to upgrade your house in order for it to meet the fair market value. Because if you live in a neighborhood, let's take, for instance, a 10, 20 years old house, and you never did any upgrades. The cabinets look old. You have white appliances in your home. Your stove is electric, not gas, because gas is an upgrade. Then you have to understand that all the comps in your area, the comparables, right? Say the comps in this area is $500,000, but you did no upgrades to your home. Then your comps, the fair market value of your home is going to be significantly less than everybody else's. Good point, Sean. Sean says, was Bill Cosby not a billionaire? Indeed, he was. He was still shitted on. Having finance just makes us complete somewhat evenly. When Conscious says, I'm really glad you're talking about credit. Credit is one of the most important things, especially when you're living in a fiat country. I'm tired of people on TV, on social media, telling black people, oh, your spending power is 1.2 trillion. You should take that with a grain of salt, people, because what they're telling you is you have the propensity, you have the capacity to rack up so much debt. Because how many of you are truly living in debt? See, when I'm looking at different people, and I won't call out any chat rooms, because I probably look at more YouTube than TV, or it's a 50-50 mix. And I read a lot of the comments. Oh, we need to protect this brother. Oh, we need to do this and we need to do that. What? Who are you protecting at your fucking computer? Excuse me, my bad. Let me calm down. I'm tired of these false narratives. We talking about protecting people. We talking about giving money to people. Now, I gave money to the Hidden History Museum because I believe in that. I believe in Tariq Nasheed and what he's doing for the community, not just California, but the entire so-called Black community. I believe in that. So I gave up some money. I put my money where my mouth is. I put my money where my fingers are. And it's important, ladies and gentlemen, that you understand that if you're typing all this stuff, we need to protect, we need to do this, and we need to do that. If you're not going to do it, don't say it. Be a man and woman of your word. Put your money where your mouth is. Because see, on my channel, I rarely ask for super chat. I think I probably asked maybe 3 times in the 4 years I've been on YouTube, because I realized something. I get up early. I do my research. I give out financial information, and people don't donate no money to this channel. Everything that I've acquired is by my own, and I do it because I want my people to do better. But I will go to other people's channels, and they're talking good stuff, but no one is really focusing on finance. They may mention it, but they're getting tons of money. I'm just like, wow. And you know, me and my wife talked. I said, babe, you know, I give people. She said, yeah, babe, you read, you know, you put together your videos, and all these people getting $50, $100 super chats, and they're talking about relationships. They're talking about drama on the internet. They're talking about sports. They're talking about hip hop and controversy. And the one thing that can help our people is finance, but nobody donates to your channel. I said, baby, I'm not sweating. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do my job, because I feel like I had a calling to give you guys great financial information the best way I know how. I'm not the most intelligent, but I'm not the dumbest. And I'm gonna give it in a very layman, kind of, you know, your uncle, your brother, you know, even sometimes a father figure. But that's the way I want to give it. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, you know, since these motherfuckers ain't giving me no money, right? I'm not like that. I'm just like, okay, if they want to give out the kindness of their heart, they give it. But I don't want you to give me a damn dime if your debt to income ratio is your debt is up here and your income is down here, and you talking about you about to go buy some Jordans. In my neighborhood, well, not my neighborhood, but rather in my area, there's a black restaurant called Pangea. I went to that one to support that business. There's a daiquiri shop called Dax Daiquiri. As a matter of fact, there's his brother Tony. He owns 4 cheesesteak establishments around this area. And tomorrow, me and other couple of buddies, we're going to play poker. And he owns 4 franchises. See, we're doing poker night at Tony's. Okay. And he owns 4 of them. He's from Philly. So yes, when whoever asks me if there are a lot of black owned businesses, yes. But anytime I talk to those brothers and sisters, you know what they told me? Literally, all of them said it in more than one way or another. They said the first thing I had to do was get my financial life together. Oh, Tony, like, man, you know, I went through a divorce, yada, yada, yada. But after that, I had to start multiplying my money. I want you guys to get your life together. Free World said no money for Umar. When Umar Johnson first came out about his school, FDMG, I gave money to Umar. Now, I know there's this kind of beef between him and Tariq. I like both of the brothers. I don't get into that internet drama bull crap. You know, whether it be Dr. Boyce Watkins with Kwame Brown. That's their beef. But I believe in what all of them are saying. I like what Kwame Brown is saying about a coding school for boys. I sent my son to coding school. Dr. Boyce Watkins has started a financial empire. I bought some of Dr. Boyce Watkins products. He got these really nice cards that teach kids about what's the definition of income, what's the definition of investing. And I bought those cards, and I learned from those cards as well. A lot of our brothers and sisters online that's selling certain things, a lot of them do have great products. But before I invest any money, I probably watch them for about 6 months to a year, because I just don't want to give $100 million to Van Jones. And the only thing he did was deal in politics, and we've seen no huge significant change in the black community. Because here's the thing. I'll give somebody who did no work. Listen to this. This is crazy. I will give somebody money who did no work, but at least they talk the talk. Some people like that could be a fallacy. That could be bull crap. If you stay on code and you're trying to educate your people, maybe it's not your job to put things into action. Does that make sense? Because sometimes we just need mouthpieces speaking good. And then some people are like, well, what you going to do about it? I'm an educator. You see, some people are just educators. Some people are educators and then they teach. That's my belief. Every teacher that's in your high school, every teacher in college didn't own their own business. I knew a professor when I went to West Virginia. He was talking about business, never owned a business. He knew the information though. He helped me to start my business though. I'm not saying I'm politically or socially right. I'm just telling you about me. Okay. But yeah, I donated to the Hidden History Museum. because that is what I believe in. Okay, that is what I believe in, family. But here's the thing. I don't want you to be giving up any money to anyone if your finances in order. And that doesn't mean go out and buy all the stuff you never had. Let me show you. See, what I like to do is, if anybody knows this channel, I'm very transparent. Okay, I'm very transparent. Here's my donation. Here's my donation. And as you can tell right here, the Hidden History Museum, I donated because I believe in that cause. See, my thing is, I was looking at Tariq Nasheed's feed while he was live the other night, and people was giving him money. Like, no, send that to the Hidden History Museum. Now, he may take that money and put it over there, but I'm saying, no, go invest in that. But here's my thing. If you're just going to go out to the club and blow your money, then invest in a good cause. Because I wonder, out of $100 million, is Van Jones going to give Tariq Nasheed $8 million? Because he's trying to raise a campaign for $1 million to acquire the land, and he's going to need another $7 million to actually start building and getting things created for the museum. I wonder if Van Jones will give him $8 million, because he said for the grassroots, for those impoverished communities. Is he going to do that? Because here's the thing. You can go in and give money to certain organizations, Van Jones, $1 million, $2 million, right? And here's my thing. If I'm Van Jones, here's my thing. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. If I get $100 million, I'm keeping 10. I'm keeping $10 million. I'm keeping $10 million. Yes, I am. Because you know what I'm going to do? If I'm Van Jones, if I have $100 million, I'm going to look out for programs and charities that's going to make a difference in the Black community, like building a museum to teach people their history. Like Tariq Nasheed's Hidden History Museum, I'm going to go over to Kwame Brown channel and say, hey, brother, how much you need? I can meet you halfway. Here's $5 million to start your boys' school. Dr. Umar Johnson, FDMG Academy. I may not agree with everything you say, but I believe in the cause of teaching our kids. You get what I'm trying to say? But what I'm going to do with $10 million? Oh, I'm going to acquire land. I'm going to buy houses, and I'm going to start generational wealth for my family. If a white man going to give me $100 million and say, yeah, Van, you can do whatever you want to do with the money. You can give it to one of your favorite charities or your own charity. When he said your own charity, I was like, oh, that means he can do whatever he wants with the money. Jeff Bezos says there will be no committees. There's not going to be, it's straight $100 million flat to Van Jones. That's what I would do if I was Van Jones. But we need to understand that Van Jones has done nothing for the Black community. When you look at the Black Congressional Caucus, they have done nothing for the Black community. They still haven't passed HR 40. They allow the Democrats to pass an anti-Asian hate bill where people have been hating on the African-American community, the Black community, for what? 500 years, 400 years, 250 years in this country. And we still haven't got any legislation passed. Van Jones, are you going to use some of that money to lobby for some real people to hold some of these official offices and kind of switch out these coons that's in the Black Congressional Caucus? Are we going to do that? No. Van Jones has always been a Democratic shield. See, I've never seen somebody give. Let me back up. I never seen white America give Black people money without strings attached. Let's see here. Thank you, Conscious Music. I appreciate that, brother. I'm going to show that one. He says, that's why we appreciate your teachers and knowledge. Mieta says you have to keep a life for yourself forever. Indeed. That's why I say I'm not going to cap. If you give me $100 million, I'm keeping 10. But I will help my community. See, I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm going to go back in some Southeast communities where I grew up. See, when I was in high school, this is very important. When I was in high school, a lot of people didn't know. There was a couple of people on a football team that knew that I lived in a group home. A lot of people didn't know I lived in a group home. Okay. But I lived in a group home. It was called the Jones program. Now, the first original programs were by the boys, the Girls and Boys, Girls and Boys Club of America. I forgot the name of it. But then it was a Jones program. It was a Native American guy who was a millionaire who wanted to give back to the Black community, but he was Native American. He gave back to the Black community and started a home for people that was 18 to 21, because he understood that the system nationwide, once you turn 18, they say, all right, we're done taking care of these homeless kids. We're done taking care of these kids whose parents was on drugs. So he started a program and would send you to college. I would give money to programs like that. See, that's the issue that we have is first, we look at social media. We look at all the things that we want. Now you're looking at your credit card bill. You're looking at your bank account, and you don't even have your debt to income ratio right. I'm looking at people my age that I went to college with, I went to high school with, and some of them are still living in apartments. Some of them are still living in apartments. And that boils down to choice. If your ass had a job, I don't care if you was working at Burger King, McDonald's, Popeyes, KFC. It doesn't matter where you was working. If you graduated with me back in, I'm not telling you guys, but if you graduated with me, you should at least have a damn condo by now. That's all I'm saying. Because when I look at my finances, and I'm looking at one of my credit cards. This is my Capital One credit card. I have a credit of $2,000 on this credit card. I have an amount of $2,000. I didn't even get to my my Discover card. $19,000 on my American Express, $24,000 on my Navy Federal, and I'm not bragging. I'm educating. Okay, and I like show and tell. I'm not an audible learner. Like, you can't just lecture me and I learn that shit. Like, no, show me. Let me go to my Discover card. Let me see if I can pop up that account. I really haven't been in Discover card because I forgot how much I had on this account. But this is another credit card that I use simply to increase my credit so I can go out and buy property, so I can go out and buy cars, so I can go out and buy a house. Here we go with this bull crap again. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to log into my account, family. Let's see here. Give me a second. I'm trying to get to my credit card here. Let's see how much on this credit card. This is my Discover card. If you look to the far right, I'm sorry, but it's about $12,000 on this card. Available credit, $12,500. Total credit line, $12,500. I'm not just going out balling till I fall. No payment due. No payment due. I want to see your credit cards. Oh, yeah. Mietta said, we know you owe. Let me tell you something. Mietta went to high school with me, right? She like, this dude is totally different from what I remember him. But Mietta, you remember I beat you for the most improved student award, right? And I got that check from the mayor, Marion Barry. You remember that? Yeah, keep that. See, I was known as the class clown. I was known as being loud, but I got tired of being broke. Let me tell you what motivated me. What motivated me really, other than being broke all the damn time. Now, more times than not, men get in financial trouble because of women. But women helped me to be in a better place financially, because I was like, well, all the pretty girls are going with dudes with money. I was like, I got to get me some money, man. And not just quick money, sustainable, long-lasting money. Sustainable, long-lasting money. All right, let's talk about it. Now, here's the topic where I lose people. I know I'm going to lose some of you, and that's okay. Because we love talking about money, but one thing that we don't like talking about, health. And I know, as a disclaimer, some of you people are saying you're talking about health, smoking a cigar, drinking YouTube iced tea. If you ask my wife, I probably have 1 to 2 cigars a week, and this is my first drink of the week in 7 days. Not a big drinker. Trying to lose a little bit of weight. We're going to Dominican Republic here on Friday, and then we're taking a cruise, and then next year we're going to Africa. And we're not coming back. No, I'm kidding. We're coming back. But the point I'm making here is our health. Am I overweight? Yes. See, these are the things that it doesn't matter if you're male or you're female in our community. Did you know that 8 out of 10 Black women are out of shape and 6 out of 10 Black males are overweight? Conscious says, which book would recommend on credit, Ross? What you mean, a book to teach you about credit? The one book that helped me was it ABCs of Getting Out of Debt as part of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I think that's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let me look this up real quick. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, ABCs of Credit, Getting Out of Debt. I'm going to look it up very quickly, but we're going to talk about this health thing. I'm going to lose some of you, but that's okay. I already know I'm going to lose you guys. It's just part of the hustle. Because, you know, the one thing we don't relate our finances to is health. So here it is right here, fellas and ladies. The ABCs of Getting Out of Debt, turn bad debt into good debt and bad credit into good credit. That book helped me, okay? Now I'm moving on. Health. Am I overweight? Yes. Am I considered obese on the BMI, the body mass index scale? Yes, I'm obese. If you look at my body composition, I won't really look obese because I work out and I lift weights. And there's 2 types of issues we have in the Black community. One is that we eat foods in high fat, saturated fat, when we overeat. We eat a lot of processed food. We eat a lot of fast food, okay? Because we like going out to restaurants, having a good time, and we're eating foods. When you go out to eat in these restaurants, they put a high concentrate of salt on it. And see, whether you're a male or female, I mean, we're only 2 steps away. The women, 8 out of 10 are overweight. Men are 6 out of 10 overweight. Statistics, not the truth. And in the Black community, what we see is, oh, she thick. Oh, he buff, girl. No, we're overweight. Oh, we're different people, so we're bigger. No. This is science, and we need to be more educated. And a lot of these things, we feel like people are chastising us, and we reinforce negative behavior. We'll tell a woman, "Oh, you think I'm big? Nah, girl, shit, you thick." No, what he's saying is, "I'll smash, but you're really fat." Like, even though your butt is proportioned, okay, and you got a football, and some men have a Dunlap when your belly then lapped over your penis. If you stand up and you can't see your penis, men, then guess what? Your ass is fat. You're probably obese. And you think you need to do insanity? Good workout. You think you need to eat this lettuce? No. Cut your portion size. Eat real food. Stop going to McDonald's. Stop going to Burger King. Am I saying every day you should eat like a rabbit? No. I'm saying lower your food portions and eat healthy food. Lean meat, veggies, fruit. Be very careful with fruit. High content of sugar. The problem is we reinforce negative stereotypes in our communities. That is the problem. That is the issue. And men, we're doing our women a great in service when we tell them they look good. Let me tell you something. When I was in high school, I was about 175, 180, best shape of my life. Went to college, went to the Marine Corps, best shape of my life. Then I started to pick on a lot of weight. And some people, oh, you was in high school. Do you know that a lot of women and a lot of men from other cultures probably only gained 20 pounds from where they were in high school? Meaning if you're around 5'5", women were like 125, 130, and they still had really good looking bodies. Those same women around 5'5", 5'6", do you know they're like 170, 180? They're bigger than men. How many of you been out and you seen a man with his lady and the lady was bigger than the man? Or how many times you guys been out when both of their ass was big? You're like, God damn. They look like the offensive line for the Redskins. But how does it relate to finances? Some of you have great jobs, great careers. But do you know that if you lowered your medical expenses, you know what you could probably do with that money? Do you know that you can probably do with that money? You can start a business. You can buy real estate. Did you know that? See, the problem is we don't relate health to finances. It's a direct correlation. If you have to spend tons of money on your health, that you have to pay a copay, you have to increase your plan at your work, then that's taking more money out of your pocket. And then we say, oh, where it's cultural. No, it's not. If we are descendants of Africans, and I look at Africans, and I'm not talking about the stereotype that all Africans are starving, because they're not. That's just a negative stereotype from white supremacy, from the Western world. The problem is, the solution is they have portion control. The other solution is they eat real food. Now, granted, I hate the fact that I have to go to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods to get real food. When you go shopping at Walmart because it's cheaper, when you go shopping at Kroger majority of the time because it's cheaper, they're using all sorts of herbicides and chemicals to significantly grow the fruits, veggies, and also feeding and also the meat. I'll go to Whole Foods and I look for organic chicken. The damn drumstick be like this and shit. You like, oh nah, bruh. Because here's the thing about community, we're so used to chicken being real big. You know, you get some fried chicken and fried rice and mumbo sauce, and the chicken wings be this damn big. You like, oh hell yeah, you tear into it. But they put all sorts of steroids in the food. I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, you probably need to start eating more organic food. And I know some of these are gimmicks. They just put organic on it. But I will say that I've seen a significant change in my health. Because even though I'm considered obese, when I went in for my blood pressure at my current age, I'm in my 40s, my blood pressure was still like 120 over 70 or something. But it was like, for some reason, I always remember the big number. Now, when I got up to 130, I said, oh shit, what's going on? But mine's vary between 118 and 125. The same blood pressure I was when I was small. And yes, I have a history. My family have a history of obesity. My family has a history of high cholesterol, high blood pressure, gout, diabetes, etc. But I'll be lying to you if I use it as an excuse of where I'm at today. We pick up bad habits in our childhoods, do we not? We have that clean your plate syndrome. Whatever I put on your plate, you eat. And our families didn't know better. They try to do good for us. But now that you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s family, you can't keep using that same excuse. I'm hearing grown ass people still saying, hey man, that's just the way I grew up. Okay, that means you didn't get any smarter. You didn't learn anything. Because here's the thing with me, and maybe you're different. Once I know more, I do more. Once I know better, I try to do better. Make an attempt. Me and my lady, we like, babe, we done picked up some weight this corona season. So we work out in the morning. We get up at 5:20 Monday through Friday. Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, we do cardio. Then we come in our home gym, and we work out. And matter of fact, and I'm going to show you guys, some of you guys may not believe how cheap it is or what you can do with the extra space in your room. Whether you have a den, an attic, what you can do in your home gym. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you with a small space what you essentially can do with your home, because we have a lot of school. Well, I can't afford the gym. Then save up $1,000, $2,000. You can do it to have your own gym. Here's an excuse that a lot of ladies use. I don't like working out alone. Your ass got fed alone. Men be like, oh shit, man. You know, if I don't got a workout partner, I ain't that disciplined. You didn't have a workout partner when you was at home eating that whole damn pizza. You didn't have no eating partner. Fat ass. I'm fat. That's okay. I'm gonna get mine together though. But let me show you this real quick. This is from my channel. Let me show you this very quickly. Hold up. Let me rewind.
Bills in the corner, got the speakers, the stepper.
Here we go. Okay, YouTube, stop it.
This is how a home gym looks, very small. Got the workouts on the wall, dumbbells in the corner, got the speakers, the stepper, the bench, the mats on the floor, all sorts of things, even the anatomy in the corner, the barbells, and another word, and the roll mats. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Simple. Very simple. I got some Select Tech dumbbells. I got the Select Tech barbells. I got some mats. I got resistance bands, and I got those little pulsar workouts. Because sometimes, like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do today. Okay, I'm going to do upper body. I'm going to do lower body. I'm going to do core. And then I got yoga. We're going to start doing yoga on Sunday mornings. These are very simple things. And see, ladies or men, whoever is the cook in your family, like my wife, she's a cook in our family. I cook like one day a week, and then I try to weasel out of that. But that's between me and her. But she always trying to find out healthy, delicious meals. Because anytime in our community we think of healthy, we think that the food is nasty. We think that the food is nasty. Did you know that beef stays in your system 3 to 4 days? That means that beef that sits in your gut 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 days. 3 to 4 days. And majority of us has anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds of rotting meat in our stomachs because it just sits there because we're not drinking enough water. If anybody knows me, I almost drink a gallon of water a day. Was it hard at first? Yes, but now my body like, yeah, you need that water, bro. You out there sweating. You get what I'm trying to say? Every morning for breakfast, we used to do eggs and avocado, maybe a cup of toast and some bacon. We didn't change all that. Now we're just doing shakes. And the shakes are delicious. We have a small lunch, and then we have a decent sized dinner. And then we replace beef. Here we go. We replace beef with bison. I want you guys to look up the nutrition facts of bison. If you love meat, okay? I'm not here to tell you to be a vegetarian, even though vegetarian is probably the way that we all should go, or vegan. But I'm not here to tell you that you should do that. But I want you to look at the health benefits versus beef and bison, and then bison against chicken, bison against sockeye salmon. And you're going to see that bison has a high amount of B12. What does B12 give you? Energy. What's the fat content? Very, very low in comparison to beef, chicken, and sockeye salmon, which is fish, right? Like just last night, she made some tacos, very delicious, with mahi fish. Was it white and purple cabbage and some sort of like vegetarian sauce? But it was delicious, my point being. And that's all we had. I think I had 2 or 3 of those tacos. And it was probably about 350 to 400 calories. And when you really start breaking down your calories, that's some scary shit. They say, hey, your basic calorie count a day should be 2,000. Do you know that in the Black community that our basic calorie count a day is like 3,500? And some of us will say, man, the only thing I had was a bag of chips. Carbs is sugar sugar is carbs. And if you don't burn it off, which you'll have to run like 5 to 10 miles to burn it off, if you eat a whole bag of chips, then it turns to fat. See, some people are looking at the carbs. It got too many carbs. Look at the sugar. Then there's a lot of foods you can eat, like an apple that is high in fiber that will give you that sensation, that satiation feel of being full, where the fiber combats the carbohydrates. So if you got an apple, let's say the apple is around 18 grams of sugar, but the apple has 8 grams of fiber, then you're only essentially consuming 10 grams of carbs. This is basic nutrition. I'm not telling you you should work out 5 days a week, family. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what about 3 to 4 days a week? If you, I don't have the time because I'm a single dad, I'm a single mom. Did you have time to watch your favorite TV show? I remember doing push-ups, watching my favorite TV show. I say, I'm gonna do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 abs, and know what I'm gonna have? Fuck it, I'm just gonna have a chicken salad. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have a salad and I'm gonna do spinach. I don't like lettuce. I'm gonna do spinach. I'm gonna do blueberries, a raspberry, and some raspberry vinaigrette or something like that. Something very light, right? And then tomorrow, what I'm gonna have me a couple of eggs and 2 slices of bacon. I'm not gonna do toast. This is the basic information that in our community that we need to know. And we need to encourage one another. See, this whole notion that our women and our men, you saying I'm fat? Yes, you're fat. Okay, what now? What now? You're fat. You look nasty. When you stand up, okay? Now, if you sit down, you got a little stomach. Okay, that's right. If you stand up and you still got rolls of fat and you got to go in between your rolls of fat to get your sweat, then you nasty. If you get tired from going up a flight of steps, you nasty. I'm just saying. The late night eating, and sometimes we eat late. We're a working family, and some of you guys are working families. I understand some nights you're gonna eat late. But did you know that you can meal prep? Very easy, right? You can make sure that your food is done. So when you get home, take a shower, relax, eat your meal before 7:30. Then if you get hungry, have your fruit, have your cup of cold water or something, and chill and go to sleep. The weight will start falling off, family. You have to understand that in our community, a lot of our bills are what? Medical bills. Because a lot of us don't have adequate medical insurance because we're like, I do have a job, but their packages for their medical is astronomical. They're saying they're going to take $250 out of my check. Well, Tyrone, Pookie, you 350 pounds, right? Shaniqua, you 5'3", 175, right? But the guys, they say I'm fit. What guys? The guys that have sex with you and that's it? See, and that's what we need to understand, men and women. I'm gonna talk to the women real quick. This is easy. If you're single and a guy just having sex with you, and you know you're overweight, but they're boosting you up, then they're just having sex with you. They're not offering you your hand in marriage. And men, if women are just hanging out with you, having sex with you because you got money, but if you were to ask them to marry you, they probably say no, or they probably say yes just for the money, but you know your ass nasty. These are the things that are not direct correlations to our health and finances. See, we don't believe that one thing is more than the same. We need to have a real conversation. In our community, we have very, very unhealthy habits. And some of us feel limited. Some of us feel like we're putting ourselves on punishment. No, you've done the damage to your own body. Some of you may live in apartment buildings where you have stairs. You could wake up 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and you can walk up and down the steps 10 times. Start off very small. Then here's another issue. Why do we always make excuses for our health? Oh, well, I don't like getting up early. You must like to die early. I'm looking at all of these people out here. Lately, who was the guy? Biz Markie, unfortunately. He died prematurely because of diabetes. And if anybody is familiar with Biz Markie was obese. Biz Markie was obese. And when I look at other people than Chadwick, who died because of a certain condition, Michael Jackson, overdose, Prince, overdose. When I look at everybody else was obese because of some medical issues. And some people say, oh, well, these particular things are hereditary. Most of these issues that we have that are hereditary, you can choose by the way you eat. Now, me going bald, I couldn't help that. I mean, shit, I could eat all the veggies and fruit that I want. Still can't help growing my hair back. But family, my thing is, it's time out for all the excuses. We've given ourselves excuses, and I'm gonna tell you, the first week is going to be hard. The first 2 weeks is going to be hard. The first month is going to be hard. But let me tell you, when you get into a good routine, when you start getting into your 3rd and 4th week, it's going to be part of your regular routine. And when you start to eat healthy, your body is going to transform. Your body is going to start looking good. Your body is starting to be a well-oiled machine. I can't express this enough. And soon as you put something in your mouth that's greasy or fatty or unhealthy, your body will let you know. You will have one of the worst boo-boos of your life. When I really started eating healthy, the smell of me how can I clean this up on YouTube? Let me clean this up. When I started eating healthy and I started taking shits, it didn't smell as bad and it was flowing right through me. Not diarrhea, anything like that. It was just coming out real easy, real solid. And see, nobody wants to talk about these things. Oh, that's nasty. And everybody takes dumps, ladies and gentlemen. It's not nasty, it's natural. We're human. But when you eat burgers and fries all the time, and believe me, we eat burgers and fries too. But when you eat it all the time, you'll feel bloated. Like me, when I eat bad, I feel bloated. And then you'll get constipated. That is because you're not eating right. Then what happens when you're bloated and you're constipated? Where do you go? You go to Rite Aid. You go to CVS. You go to People Drugstore. That's probably not in business no more. Hold on. But you start getting all these things to combat the issues you did because you put unhealthy food in your mouth. There's only 4 to 5 different types of meats that people really eat. 4 to 5. This is like beef, chicken, fish, turkey, lamb, and stuff like that. That's the most common meats. But did you know there's over 70,000 vegetables? 70,000 vegetables. Over like 10 to 20,000 fruits. That right there should tell you where your diet should be. Have you ever went to a nutrition or look at a nutrition channel and they say, oh, well, you should only be eating 4 ounces of meat a day, where a majority of your plate should be green leafy vegetables and some fruit and maybe a little bit of grain, maybe some brown rice and wild rice. You've heard that before. But why are we not taking this as knowledge to live long? See, you can't leave generation wealth if you're dead. You can't go outside and play with your kids if you're overweight and unhealthy and your back hurt, right? You got stomach fat, you got titty fat, you got butt fat, and you out there, you do one, shit, I'm tired. All right, I'll come back out here a little later when it's hot out here. No, it's okay that it's hot. The problem is you're carrying anywhere from 10 to 100 pounds overweight. And I'm not saying you need to go lift weights. I'm not saying you have to do CrossFit. I'm just saying you have to move your body more than what you're doing. If you're going into the office to work at lunchtime, walk around the block a couple of times. Walking up and down your steps a couple of times. Start cutting back on your meals. This is very simple and basic information. And sometimes people need to hear it from somebody else they don't know. Have you noticed that? Somebody that's in your circle that loves you, that cares for you, will tell you, but you don't want to hear, oh, she thinks she all that because she's small. That bitch skinny. Oh, man, he a gym rat. He take all that. Nah, man, ain't doing all that. That's how we act. Where this person is probably doing it out of love. And here's the thing, when people are giving you information that you know will edify you, it will either edify your bank account or edify your way of life and your health. People are doing it out of love. They're not doing it out to chastise you or belittle you. They're not doing that for that. They're doing to educate you. Ladies, stop asking men, are you fat? Yes, you are fat. You're overweight. You're obese. You're morbidly obese. So now you don't have to ask. If you're going to ask a man if you're overweight, you're overweight. If you want to ask a man if you're fat, then you're fat. And fellas, if you're going to women or to men, you're like, yeah, man, I done picked up a couple of pounds. Yes, you have. Damn, dog. Yes, you have picked up weight. What are you going to do about it now? See, there's two things in our lives, Black people, that we can do, that we have direct control over. We can decrease our debt and we can decrease our weight. Yes, we can. If you work for the state, you work for the federal government, you work for a private entity, I don't care how much you make, you can lower your debt by decreasing your expenses. Everything you see that's new and hot that's out, you don't need to have. No, you don't. No, you don't. Girl, I'm about to go get this new dress because we're going out. You got 30 dresses in a closet. Wear a different shirt and change some shoes. You got enough clothes already. You got too much debt. Damn, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to cop this new ride. Nah, bruh. Your car only 5 years old. You don't have any issues out of it. Why are you going more in debt? These are personal issues, ladies and gentlemen. You can't say it's discrimination. You can't say it's racism. You can't say it's racially profiling. You can't say it's redlining. You can't say it's Jim Crow. You can't say it's black codes. You can't say it's racism. You can't say it's slavery. You can't say that. You can't say that because last time I checked, there was no group of white supremacists, whether it be the KKK, the one percenters, the Proud Boys, was coming into the Black community and say, hey, gather up all the Black people, strap them down, give them all these burgers and fries and fried chicken and potato chips and pasta. Last time I checked. Case in point, in our house, we replaced rice a little bit with cauliflower rice. You simmer it up, and believe it or not, your mind is saying this is rice. Believe it or not. But you feel light. I remember I eat a whole plate of rice, and I'm feeling heavy. I'm feeling sluggish. But we start cooking bison with rice and mixed vegetables. I eat up. I'm not feeling sluggish. I don't get the itis. The itis is an indicator that you overeat and that the food that you ate is low quality food. That's what the itis do to you. The itis is an indicator to let you know, one, you overate, and or two, you was eating low quality food. That is why you go to sleep. That is why you get the itis. Not that you ate good. Now, granted, there's going to be times that you eat bad. Thanksgiving, we all eat bad. Just some good ass food. Certain holidays you eat bad. Maybe you had a burger and hot dogs for if you celebrate the 4th of July. I don't celebrate the 4th of July because last time I checked, our people, regardless if you indigenous to this land or your ancestors came over here on a slave ship, melanated people was still in slavery 4th of July. So if you celebrate 4th of July, you might just want to do the history and look that white people were free from the British, but black people were still in chains. Just saying. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's my time for this evening. Getting pretty late here. Didn't even notice the time. You guys have a great and wonderful evening. And tonight, usually I rock out a little bit, but as you notice, I'm back in the garage. I'm getting my studio fixed up tomorrow. So that's why I'm down here for this one weekend. Hopefully it's just this one weekend. But nonetheless, I'm going to end it on a real true note because I didn't start off like this. But you guys have a great, wonderful night. And I see you guys again. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired.